welcome to Devil's Advocate, nearly said Cutting Through the Ball, my other podcast. I'm Ben, I'm joined by Sean.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about our favourite superheroes.
Yep.
It's our opinion. We can say what we want. This is the internet, goddammit.
It's not opinion, it's fact.
Are we going just like, this is canon now on?
No, it's fact. It's factually our favourite characters.
Yeah, but we're not going to go to war over it, are we?
Yeah, we will.
I mean, like, with another country, another podcaster.
Yeah.
Who says,
like,
hey,
no, this
you.
is...
Your number 3 is different to mine.
And I'll be like, yeah, well, you're wrong.
And then we come
at us, bro. We can take them. They're all nerds. They'll turn up in LARP gear. We're like, shit.
Shit. You know what? When lockdown ends, I want to get into LARPing.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting to LARPing.
You think they'll let me in with a real Warhammer,
Beat the
though?
shit out of someone with a foam sword.
Yeah. I was going to use a real Warhammer.
And be like, yeah, you guys have foam Warhammers. I have the real thing.
Yeah.
Let's see who wins.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Then I'll be king of the LARP.
Yeah. King of the nerds.
Oh no, I have to fight Henry Cavill, won't I?
I don't think he'd win.
Nah, I reckon I stand a chance.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What?
He's Superman and The Witcher.
Yeah.
He's going to whoop your ass.
Yeah. That's a show.
He's still incredibly athletic.
Yeah. But not if I jump out behind him with a crowbar and smash his kneecaps in.
Like, take that, Superman, you bitch.
Yeah.
Not so invincible now, are you?
I'd have a spear and flip him over. And he'd be like, save Martin. And I'm like, no. And just stab him.
You'd be like, that's not my mom's name.
That's not my mom's name. Fuck you.
Have you seen the meme where he's like, he says his mom's name? He's like, that's my mom. Actually, it's a video. He's like, that's my mom's name. And he says his father's name. He's like, that's not my dad's name. Just stabs him. He's like, oh my God, that's my mom's name. He's like, what's your dad's name? He says it. He goes, that's not my dad's name. He stabs him. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it should have went down.
Yeah. Can we, before we start our top threes, can we just have a moment of slating Superman?
Yeah.
I think Superman's a dick.
He is a dick. He's shit as well. He's boring. He's two-dimensional. There's nothing interesting about him. The only times they've ever made him interesting is when he's either getting his ass handed to him and then some plot armor makes him stronger so he wins later on.
Or dies.
Yeah,
Goes
or
back to
dies.
life like
Or if he
Super Jesus.
loses his powers. That's the only time he's ever interesting. When like Batman beats the shit out of him because Batman, like, you know, the bit where he kind of takes his powers away and then he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, he does it in Red Sun.
Yeah.
Which is a great movie.
It is, yeah.
Communist Batman vibe.
Does an old Batman do it as well? He uses kryptonite and beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. I think he has the knight armor too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has the hollow bat Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Like he did in the movie. But yeah, old Batman wins and then fakes his own death. And he stands over Clark and goes, remember that a man beat you. Yeah. And then punches him again.
He likes kicking the shit out of a god, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's
like, you're essentially a god and I keep kicking your ass.
Yeah, that's a human spirit.
Yeah. What you should do is you should be like, Batman, do you mind teaching me all your martial arts moves?
Yeah.
That way next time I lose my power, I can beat the shit out of you.
I bet he was always very careful not to teach Superman any fighting styles.
Yeah. That's a good shout, to be fair.
Yeah. But that's the thing, I mean, Superman is just like, he just sucks.
Yeah, well, he was invented during a time where people needed hope, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was the World War hero, wasn't he? He was invented during like war times, and it was like they brought him sort of out and like, this guy can save anyone. And
I think it was 1936.
Was it?
It was the first Superman comic.
Yeah. But it was about
Action Comics #1.
Yeah, but it was out and important during the war, wasn't it? He was like the symbol of hope for America.
Yeah, which is another thing that pisses me off about him, because it's like, mate, you're called Superman and you've got a fucking S on your chest.
Yeah.
Right? Don't go, oh no, on my planet it means hope. You don't know what it means on your planet. You were literally there 5 minutes. You were born, you're still a baby, and then they throw you on a ship and fuck you off.
It's because his ice palace told him. That's why.
Fuck his ice palace doesn't know. His ice palace be making shit up.
You're like, The robotic nanny told me in my
Yeah.
ice palace.
Yeah, oh yeah, because that's great, wonderful. How?
Yeah.
How? Because presumably that ice palace is speaking in fucking Kryptonian, which he does not speak.
I know, yeah. Maybe his dad made technology to translate it all.
Well, all right, there might be there might be a universal translator. I'll give you that.
I honestly, I'm just guessing.
But why call yourself Superman and have the S and then go, actually, no, it's not for Superman. It means hope. It's a symbol. Like, just have a big H on your chest.
For hero.
Oh, it's hope.
Hope.
Because every single person on Earth is going to be, Superman's a bit of a self-promoting prick. And he flying around with that S on his chest.
Yeah, basically.
He's going to get the message out there.
Yeah.
Make it more obvious.
That's the thing with Marvel, though, isn't it? They always find a way. Marvel or DC, sorry, is they always find a way to make it work, don't they? Oh, his name's Superman, that's why he has the S on his chest. Oh yeah, but he invented his suit before, so why does he have the S? Oh well, it means hope in his language.
How come I never hear him speaking in Krypton then?
I know, yeah. And what is the full word for hope? It's not just S, is it?
No, it can't be.
Hasn't got one letter. It means an entire word.
It's a symbol, apparently.
It's a symbol for hope.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Just like the word hope.
Yeah.
Hope man. Here he comes.
They just make it up, don't they? That's all it is. They just make it up to kind of answer all your questions.
And also, think about how terrifying it would be to have a Superman in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you'd be like, well, this dude's like fighting off an alien invasion every other week and cities are getting trashed. I don't want to live here anymore.
Well, that's the whole story behind Batman versus Superman, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Is literally.
That's one on Team Batman.
Yeah, he saves millions of people, but his destruction kills thousands of people. So he's like, it's the whole greater good thing. But if he wasn't there, he wouldn't killed anyone, would it?
Why would anyone live in a major population centre?
Well, that's every superhero thing, isn't it? We say that about One Punch Man. You know, with all the cities. Why would you live in a city? Because there's always a city-destroying creature that turns up, and the heroes aren't ready for it.
Yeah.
And then One Punch Man turns up as like half the city's been destroyed and half the people are dead.
Can't he get places quicker?
Well, no, because he doesn't drive, does he? So he just kind of runs everywhere. And he's pretty quick, but he kind of gets lost a lot, so he just jogs around looking for the enemy. He's worth an honourable mention, actually.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, he could beat anyone.
Because
he's got the ultimate plot armor.
Someone buy that man a GPS.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
Yeah.
Or give him free Airbnb.
Yeah. Or just get somebody to drive him around everywhere.
Yeah. Even better.
It's
even better.
It's like you can one hit anyone, but you can't fly to the location you need to go. So you got to just jog around.
Could he beat Batman?
Yeah. He can beat anyone. He hasn't got a weakness. Well, he hasn't got a weakness that they've written into his story yet. Anyway.
Fair enough then. Well, he should be number one. There you go.
Yeah. Podcast over.
Podcast over.
There you go.
No, I've never been able to, I never liked the Christopher Reeves movies as a kid. A lot of people like them. I don't.
They're all right. They're
all
cheesy.
right. Exactly. And I don't mind a bit of cheese. It's the 80s. For God's
Yeah, a lot of
sake.
the Batman films were cheesy. Guilty pleasure of mine is Arnie is Mr.
that
Freeze.
one. Yeah.
Mr.
So
Freeze.
you were knocking 80s Batman for a second. Then no, those were campy. The second one was campy. Anyway.
Some of them are cheesy. I mean, the Riddler's cheesy.
Yeah. Jim
Bat-
Carrey was great for that though.
Yeah, he was, but he was a bit over the top. He was a bit too cheesy because he'd just come off of those sort of movies, hadn't he? Like The Mask and all that, and Ace Ventura was about that sort of time. So he was playing the character, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The kind of over the top silly character. And they are a bit cheap. Mr. Freeze being Arnie, he was.
Hang on. How many lines did Arnie actually have in that movie? I used to see you. That was about it, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Oh man, you definitely had a couple more.
And the Batman where he's got nipples as well.
Nipples.
Bat nipples.
Was that because it was so fucking cold?
All the
Mr.
time.
Freeze's lair.
Yeah.
So, geez, even my rubber suit is expanded.
And having Robin was just a total waste of time and a terrible act. I think that killed his career, actually. That guy who's played Robin, I don't even know who it is. I remember not seeing him much after it. Can you remember even who that was?
Chris McDonald.
Was it?
Off the top of my head.
Okay. What's he been in? What else has he been in? You're like, probably nothing. It's killed his career.
Let's kick some ice. Cool party. Stay cool.
He's trying to find all of the things he said during the movie.
Yeah. Tonight hell freezes over.
They're all cheesy one-liners to do with...
Iceman cometh, freezing hell, Batman. Oh, it's shit.
They're all cheesy one-liners.
They are terrible, yes. There's no dialogue.
No, not at all. So, but yeah, they were enjoyable, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Batman Forever is actually a pretty decent movie. I don't do Batman and Robin. I've only ever watched that movie in full once. I tried again a few years ago, made it 35 minutes in.
Yeah.
When he clicks his heels together 3 times and some skates pop out the bottom of his boots,
Yeah.
I gave up.
Yeah.
I was like, I know he's a cool dude,
Yeah.
but there's no way on earth he ever foresaw ice skates built into the bottom of his boots.
No. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and what if he clicked his heels by mistake and they activated, and next thing you know, he's slicing his own carpet up?
Or what happens if he clicked his heels and all of a sudden he just like sliced his own heel off?
Yeah.
Just like lifted one a little bit too high.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. He's like, oh no, now I can never run again.
Yeah, he'd run.
But yeah, Superman sucks. He's boring. He's 2-dimensional, and
gets his ass kicked a lot for the son of a god.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked by like
Not son of a god. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he loses fights against people that can't even destroy planets, and then in the next sort of Superman arc, he's like got these planet-sized chains wrapped around a planet, and he's moving it to another solar system. And you're like, if you can pull that, how are you getting your ass kicked on the ground?
Because he's not a fighter, clearly.
No, he's not. It's like
because he doesn't need to be, because he can just literally take whatever they throw at him, unless it's kryptonite.
It's like if you're a planet-destroying being and you can hold planets just to move them somewhere safe, there should literally be very few beings that on the ground could take you. Yeah. And he loses to people that can't even destroy cities sometimes. You're like, well, that doesn't make sense. And then later on, he smashes them. And you're like, weird.
And of course, his other big... he doesn't cope well with magic, does he? In a DC universe where magic is very much a thing amongst the hero community.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked by magic users.
Shazam.
Yeah. Black Adam.
Yeah. To be fair, Constantine could probably whoop Superman's ass in a magic fight.
Well, Superman doesn't use magic, so he probably
No, but I mean, if he had magic, he'd just do whatever.
Yeah, Constantine would, well, he'd certainly be able to slow him down anyway. Because he can use teleportation magic, can't he? So just teleport him somewhere else. Superman have to fly back and just teleport him again. And he'll be like, fuck's sake, stop doing that. Problem is, Superman can move faster than some of your human characters, can't he?
That's true.
Think. So he'd probably, if he was like trying to kill people, that's the thing, isn't it? He's very scared of killing anyone. So he massively holds back. That's why he gets his ass kicked all the time.
I always wondered if he's nearly killed Lois with ejaculation.
Probably.
Yeah. It's like, that's got to be coming out faster, hasn't it? At high velocity.
Probably just got holes in all the ceilings and walls. He has to pull out. There's
literally just Kevlar surrounding every room in the house.
She's like, duck! It's like, ping, 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 ping.
No condom can stop it.
Yeah.
Tragic. I'll give some honourable mentions. The Punisher, Rorschach, and Gambit.
Yeah. These are kind of more your vigilantes or anti-heroes, aren't
Gambit's an X-Men, isn't he?
He is an X-Men, but for a long time he's a vigilante.
I always like the fact that I admire his try-hard persistence in trying to nail Rogue.
Yeah. Even though he knows
he knows it'll kill him, he's like, I don't care. I think that woman is so amazingly sexy. I don't care if I die doing it.
I hope they make a Gambit film. They were meant to make one, weren't they? But then, because obviously all this happened with COVID, and it took ages for them to cast someone. They ended up, who did they cast? They cast him.
They want Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, which I couldn't see that, to be fair.
No,
like at all. No, he's too. Gambit's like he's like a tall, lean guy.
Yeah, he is.
And he's got a really strong accent.
Yeah, you can't put that Cajun accent on. You got to have it. We need to do Cajun country
with long hair as well. I can't see him being able to pull that off. He would look weird with long hair. You'd have to cut all his hair off, and that's not Gambit at all. Yeah, but really? he is really technically a vigilante because he was part of a mob family before he joined the X-Men. Yeah,
there you go.
He's like his ability, he could just blow people up, couldn't he?
I always think it's a really convenient ability as well.
Well, when he joins the X-Men, he only usually uses it on inanimate objects, but when he was like kind of part of a mob sort of family, I think he used to like use it on people.
Cool.
Yeah, at least to threaten them, if not blow them up.
I'll go with that. Rorschach, after Batman, the only incorruptible hero, isn't he?
Yeah. Well,
no compromise with Rorschach. That is it.
The only thing that really makes him a vigilante is the fact that he takes life, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
If he finds like a serial killer or a paedophile, he's going to kill them brutally.
Yeah. Horribly.
Horribly.
Usually involved repeated punches to the face.
Yeah.
Or lopping your arms off.
Yeah, he is pretty brutal. He would, if he wasn't such a psycho, he would actually be a really good superhero.
The irony is that he started off really not wanting to do any of that.
No,
And he just realised that society was really sick and fuck it, kind of broke him yet toughened him at the same time.
it was like if he didn't do something, nobody would.
Yeah.
He thinks that he has to be the evil that keeps the evil from kind of getting through, sort of thing.
That's it.
He's the evil at the door, sort of thing.
But
He stops
still-
the evil from coming through the doorway.
Yeah. Still just a dude though.
Yeah,
Just a really hard as fuck, never giving up dude.
yeah.
It's ginger, that's why. He's got no
Yeah.
soul.
And all that rage.
Yeah, he's literally filled with rage.
Isn't it funny with like cancel culture and stuff, and people like saying everything that they say, and you're getting cancelled for everything, but everyone's still okay with mocking ginger people.
Well, I think it's just universally decreed.
Yeah, the woke society haven't gone after people for mocking gingers yet.
I don't think they ever will.
No, they're like, you know what? We're okay with that. Mr. Potato Head, too far. Ginger people, say what you want.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows they've got no soul. That's a common thing.
South Park said it. It's got to be true.
You know,
Everything they say is true.
It's just common knowledge, man. I mean, look at them. That's it. They burn in direct light.
That's true.
That's a sign of a creature from hell,
That's
surely.
true. You burn in direct light.
Not as bad as that.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, we're melting.
Yeah. I'm just like, haha. And then 10 minutes later, I'm a bit hot now.
They're like, we're melting. You're like, it's a flashlight. Calm
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
It's not even the sun.
You can give a ginger 3rd-degree burns with a laser pointer.
Oh man, it's funny.
Anyway.
It's funny because it's true.
It is, but I wouldn't tell that to Rorschach.
Have you seen that meme where there's like a ginger guy and he pulls this girl and then they kiss and it passes on the ginger. She becomes a ginger and he's like, I'm free.
I think I might have actually.
I love that meme.
But don't tell that to Rorschach.
No,
He will beat
kick
you.
your teeth in.
He will beat you to a pulp.
We beat the shit out of like 30 cops, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he'll probably after he's beat you the shit out of you, he will drag you up to a building and throw you off it.
Yeah. It's kind of like Batman if Batman just snapped and didn't have any gear.
Yeah, he's hobo Batman.
He's hobo Batman. That's it.
He dresses like a charity shop.
Yeah.
The only thing that's obviously we've got of expense is the mask, I presume.
Hobo Batman.
Hobo Batman. And the Punisher, because he just takes no shit whatsoever.
Yeah. He's just a badass.
Yeah, I mean, okay, he's a bit morally justifiable sometimes.
He was a soldier, wasn't he? For them, it's
Black
cut
and
and
white.
dry, isn't it? You know,
Yes.
the bad guys need to get killed. That's what he was trained for years. If they're bad, if they're evil, kill them. And then when you use him for evil and he realizes it, he's going to kill you because you're the bad people now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how he starts. And then he's like, well, I've killed the people that wronged me, the people that, spoilers, people that killed his family as well. They're like, oh man, I haven't seen anything or read any
It's
Punisher
the
stuff yet.
standard origin story, people.
It is,
Their
yeah.
families get killed.
Yeah.
That is it. It's a standard origin story.
They're like that.
101.
They're like, that bastard, he stole it from me. I was going to read Punisher #1 today. Today.
I've been keeping this in mint condition. I'm on my deathbed, you cunt.
He should probably sell it if it's mint
No, because he's terminally ill and he's going to read it on his deathbed.
on his deathbed. And now I've ruined it for him.
Just ruin it for him.
I apologise.
Poor dying Larry.
Larry. So yeah, he's basically just been trained for years to be a killing machine.
Killing machine.
Yeah. And once you kind of set that free on the world, he's gonna use his own brand of justice.
Well, yeah. And then I think that was really
Again, he's like a brutal Batman that just uses army, military type stuff.
Yeah, and he's got a very cool logo as well, which helps.
He does, yeah. Haven't they tried to cancel that logo or something?
He
We saw that on Facebook, didn't we?
has personally said that he likes people in the military using it,
Yeah.
but it's because it's become
People are using
associated
it
with
for
the
politics,
alt-right.
aren't they? Is it the alt-right that you
Yeah, because they turn. You'll have to correct my terminology.
Yeah.
The guys who turn up in the bulletproof vests and the rifles slung and
Oh, okay. Is it like
So
the
they
Proud Boys
alt-right.
and stuff?
a little bit Proud Boyish.
They're probably just far right then.
Yeah,
You're
well,
all
whatever.
right.
It's-
Usually
it's
you're
the more-
crazy people.
The more militant groups who
Yeah.
show up with the bulletproof vests and the AR-15s. And
I think
stand
if you're
there.
a military group, really, you probably a terrorist.
Yeah.
Whether you're Antifa or you're Proud Boys, you're probably a terrorist, to be fair.
Yeah. Anyway, he basically said, I don't like dicks like that wearing it.
No, they shouldn't be wearing them.
He goes, it's a military symbol.
Yeah.
He goes, it's Frank Castle's in the military. He's ex-military. He's military through and through.
More than that, if it's not military wearing it, fucking sue them for copyright, bastards.
No, because they can buy the patches legally. It's merch, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a brand though. They're stealing the brand.
Well, no, they're in the eyes of the what they call it, the model of the brand at the moment.
Yeah.
They're misappropriating the brand because he doesn't like their politics.
Yeah.
Which I guess, as the face of that brand at the moment, I suppose he does have the right to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't like those guys. It's a military. I've got nothing against the
It's
military
not
people.
fair on him
wearing
as
it.
well because he's obviously associated.
Well, that's it. He doesn't want to be associated with
What's
them.
his name again? I can't remember.
John Bethnal.
John Bethnal. That's it. Yeah.
Might be mispronouncing his
It's
last
not
name.
fair on him to, because then you're lumping him in, and we don't know his politics. He might not even have any, but it's unfair to put what's been considered a part of his logo, his sort of brand for the past. What, he was Frank Castle for 3 years.
Yeah, second season of Daredevil, and then 2 seasons on
and
his
he
own,
might come back again. So it's not fair
I think he will come back
for
again.
you to politicize something that's to do with the military, to do with the army, and also it has sort of his acting career attached to it as well. And to make it easier for you, the difference between far right and alt right is, you're alt right, you're kind of guys that wear hoods and carry torches.
Oh, right, those guys.
And you're extremists, and you're like far rightists. They're the ones that carry the military guns. So they're just super patriotic and very angry. And then your racist ones are your alt right.
They're the alt right.
They're the hoods and the tiki torches. They're the ones that are the hateful racists.
I always get them mixed up. There's too many cunts.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
You know.
Everyone's angry. That's why.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a cause, and there doesn't need to be a cause.
No. The only cause we should have is rising up and throwing off our oppressors.
What, the rich and powerful?
Yeah, and then making some slightly less qualified people our oppressors.
Stop buying from Amazon, then. I keep telling you.
People keep buying me vouchers.
You Nazi sympathizer.
Oh, the thing doesn't look anything like Hitler.
You're like, they changed it. They changed it.
I didn't even notice.
Because they changed it in like 24 hours. They were like, that looks sketchy.
It didn't look sketchy. At never ever any point have I looked at something and gone, oh, that looks like Hitler. Unless it's a picture of Hitler.
Yeah. So if there was a dog and he had a little Nazi hat on, a little Nazi mustache,
Well, that's a Nazi dog, obviously.
You can go, it's Hitler in dog form.
You know, I've seen cats with the little perfect Hitler tash.
Did you think Hitler?
And sometimes they've even got a black patch on top of their head that's like his hairline. And you're like, well, that's clearly a Hitler cat.
So you do see Hitler all the time.
Well, yeah, but that's blatantly obvious. I mean, I don't go, I'm not like Hitler. And they're like, no, Ben, that's the cushion. Hitler.
Imagine if they leave and then Hitler lifts his head from the cushion. He was under the cushion the whole time. Why does nobody believe me? And he's like, they'll never believe you, Ben. They'll never believe you. Just leave me alone, Hitler. Just leave me alone.
I know, I don't want to read Mein Kampf. All right then, Sean, do you want to give us your third favourite superhero, your own personal choice of number 3?
Yeah, this was kind of difficult, to be fair, because I obviously, being such a comic book nerd, there's loads. I like Thor, Moon Knight, which is, well, he's lesser known. Should be getting a TV show on Disney now, which I'm looking forward to. And there was loads, but in the end, I decided on Deadpool. Deadpool's my number 3.
He is pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that's why I picked him. I think I picked him because I just like how he's really the only character in Marvel that they writ in a way in which he's insane, absolutely insane, and nobody believes anything he says, and they all think he's crazy, but he's the only actual sane person because he knows he's a comic book character.
Yes.
So they all think they're real because obviously their creator made them feel that way because that's how they're written. But he's the only one that's like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway because I'm a comic book character. It's like he knows what he is. And it's almost like there's an awesomeness in that madness.
Yeah. You know, he was originally a rip-off of Deathstroke.
Yeah, he was, yeah. There's a lot of characters like that. Like every couple of years, they ripped each other off. I watched a video on it a couple of months back, and they literally did, for about 30 years, it's just one would bring out a character, and then like a month later, the other one would bring out one. There's a terrible Spider-Man rip-off in DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like awful. He's a villain. He always gets his ass kicked.
Oh right.
It's to try and say Spider-Man's shit. Because Spider-Man's like one of their biggest earners, isn't he?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Iron Man, probably Thor.
Iron Man wasn't that big, until until quite late on.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
he was one of their biggest earners.
No, well, he is now,
Yeah.
but not back in the day. He was a latecomer to the Avengers team. Historically.
X-Men was a big earner for Marvel
Oh
for a
god,
while.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they kind of died off a little bit, I guess, because they sold the rights to it, and then all those terrible movies came out.
Let's not go too far.
You like the X-Men movies?
I like one, the original one.
I like whenever Wolverine's in it,
Wolverine was in that one.
but the movies as a whole, terrible.
3's a bit of a guilty pleasure. The Last Stand.
Is it
even though
really?
It's an awful movie.
But the Juggernaut.
I'm the fucking Juggernaut. You're like, oh, Vinny.
Vinny.
You can only act when you're literally just playing a London tough man, which
I'm
is
surprised they hired Vinny for that, to be fair.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
You'd think with all the professional like bodybuilders that have also gone into acting, they'd pick one of them.
You'd think so, but no.
There's plenty to choose from, or even like a wrestler.
Again, you think so,
You
but
could have
no.
picked like The Rock or John Cena. It's not like you have to act much in as the Juggernaut anyway. John Cena probably would have been fine. He's big enough. Give him some stilts.
Nope, Vinny Jones.
Yeah. Vinny was getting a bit old at that point as
Yeah,
well.
he was. I think First Class is a great movie.
It's all right, yeah. When they tried rebooting it.
Yeah, the second one I think is good. The Days of Future Past, I think, is one of the few.
That's a good
I
movie.
think one of the few comic to movie adaptations that they kept virtually the same.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fucking amazing.
That is a good movie, but it's not really an X-Men movie. It's a Wolverine time traveling movie. Let's
It's
call
still an
it.
X-Men movie.
I mean, the X-Men are in it, but it's a Wolverine movie. Let's be honest.
And then you've got that one with the Phoenix. I never really watched all of that. Apocalypse wasn't bad.
I haven't seen Apocalypse.
It wasn't as good as Days of Future Past, in my opinion. I never bothered with the
At that
Phoenix
point,
one.
I gave up on the franchise. If Wolverine's not in it, I don't watch it.
You fucking fanboy.
I know, yeah. The characters and the actors aren't great in those movies, other than obviously Patrick Stewart and all that.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah, but the younger cast, which obviously they're not younger now, because those films came out 20 years ago, nearly 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than those two and Hugh Jackman, the cast isn't very strong. The films aren't very strong. It's kind of like it's held together by those sort of three actors. There's a woman that plays Mystique as well. She's all right.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is.
No,
off the top of my head, I can look.
She's a good Mystique actually. I quite enjoyed watching her as Mystique. But
I always enjoy watching whoever's Mystique.
I bet you do. I bet you do. But
I'm very much like Fassbender in that. Like, show me the real Mystique. The real Mystique. That's the one. Oh yeah.
Like get naked.
I think that's a default setting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just walks around naked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
blue women, green women.
You like just keep changing colour for me, baby.
Yeah, in many ways, I need a chameleon woman.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Without the lizard thing, though.
But yeah, I think that's why I like Deadpool. Obviously, he's a joke character.
It's a fun character.
They made him to mock, like you said, mock Deathstroke, but he ended up becoming way more famous than Deathstroke.
Yeah, he did.
Like Deathstroke is just known as a Batman villain, not even the greatest Batman villain.
No, he's ass kicked all the time.
Yeah, he's like, if I was to say name 5 Batman villains, he probably wouldn't come up most of the time.
No, he wouldn't. No.
Yeah. Yet Deadpool comes up all the time because he's got all the stuff that Deathstroke has, but he's funny, he's cooler, and yeah, he doesn't have that sort of dark sort of, oh, I need to kill Batman and oh, I'm this evil guy. He doesn't have any of that, but he's just he's crazy, and people like that sometimes. He talks to himself. He's obsessed with chimichangas. It's awesome.
He's there to entertain himself.
Yeah. But at the same time, he's insane because he's in incredible amounts of pain.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he has tumors growing in his brain. His skin is filleted.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, let's give Ryan Reynolds his due.
Yeah, no one could play. I'm a strict believer in you've got to find the right actor for the right character, and he literally is the embodiment, isn't he?
Yeah, and he'd always wanted to be that character. He's a massive fan of the comics, isn't he? So
he is literally.
And Green Lantern, but that didn't work.
Yeah, that was terrible. He is literally Deadpool. He is Wade Wilson, literally embodied.
Yeah.
And there's few actors you can say that, like say with Batman, for instance, Christian Bale. He's a good Batman, but I don't think when you meet him, you don't think, you know what, you're Batman. You know, he doesn't look like Batman. I mean, he plays a good Batman, but like Tony Stark, you know, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He literally embodies that role.
Yeah, he was made for that role.
Yeah, some actors do, like
Chris Hemsworth for Thor.
Yeah, he looks just like him, and he embodies that role. I mean, it's
Captain America.
a little bit controversial, but I know the newer Batman movies, they don't do very well, but I think that Ben Affleck actually literally is the perfect Bruce Wayne. He looks just like him. He's built like him. I mean, nobody is properly built for those films. Every Batman actor has never built up the size required.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Wayne's like 6'2", 6'3", and he's like 200. He's like 100 and something kilos. He's like 110 kilos or something.
Yeah.
You have to be massive.
I mean, well, that's it. I mean, Affleck was the only one who
Looked like him,
like
yeah.
Batman.
He
I mean,
looked like him. It felt like him. He's like,
I like the fighting style, where it was like a bit of a mixture of martial arts, MMA, even a bit of wrestling.
and that's how Batman fights, because Batman's a big dude. He's not. I mean, in the older comics, he does all these acrobatic flips, and then obviously at some point, someone that was an athlete probably said, you know what? Actually, a guy that big wouldn't move like that. He would be a bit slower, but he could still be acrobatic, but he wouldn't do all the, like in the sort of original comics, he's doing like loads of flips and shit. He's like an Olympic gold medalist that does, like, you know, those hoops that they hold on to.
Oh god, yeah, I know,
doing that kind of shit. And it's like, well, yeah, Batman probably could do that because Batman's awesome, but that wouldn't be his default fighting style. He would stand there a lot and beat the shit out of them as they came at him.
He's got to think of his knees.
Yeah, exactly. When you're flying all throughout the streets, holding yourself, your entire body weight up with one arm, chances are when you drop to the floor, you probably don't want to wreck your knees on the way down.
Well, he's got his belt, Annie, as well.
Yeah.
He's attached to his belt. But
yeah, but for me, he did really embody that character.
he did.
And yeah, I mean, the films are a bit controversial. Some people don't like them, some people do. But I actually think that the interaction between him and Superman, when they're not even Batman and Superman, the bit where they're like shaking hands and they're trying to intimidate each other,
Yeah.
that felt very much like the two sort of heroes knowing who's who and they want to intimidate each other. Felt like it was the real sort of characters from the comic books. It's rare you can say that. I mean, the film wasn't great. I know you liked it.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
I like Batman versus Superman. I think it's great.
I think it could have been great. I think the script was very close to the comics, which is, you can't go wrong if you do. Well, you rarely go wrong if you do that. But what really let it down was the pacing. It was really slow, then it was really fast, then it was really slow, then it was really fast. It was like just gradually build it up and then just be action all at the end.
Still, I loved it.
Yeah, there was like,
mainly because I was just being a smug fucker at work. Because I was like, for a week we've been talking. Everyone in the department like, well, Superman's gonna kick his ass. It's like, no, he's not. Have you ever read the fucking comic?
Yeah.
Batman wins every time.
Well, you could argue.
They wouldn't believe me. They would not believe me.
Sometimes in comics they change it, don't they? From the movies to the comics.
They were never going to make that big a change.
Yeah, like in the Marvel films, they change a lot from the comics. But that's one thing DC does do right, is they try and stay as close to the comics as they can.
Yes, I think they need to take more of a thing from their animated movies, though.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Their animated movies are really good, and their movies, I mean, most of them are subpar. I don't get me wrong. I love the original Batmans. Like, if we're talking like the Christian Bale Batmans, if you go,
I'm not talking Christian Bale. I'm talking my original Batman.
Yeah, but
Michael Keaton.
Were they even made by DC?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they have DC at the start.
Do they really?
They do. Same as Watchmen does. Same as V for Vendetta does. They're part of the DC universe.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah. But for my argument's sake, I'll say they're the original three because they were the ones where it kind of followed on. It was the same actor for all three movies. I mean, how many other ones did that in the past?
Keaton did two, and then everyone else did one, I think.
Yeah, but
apart from Christian Bale, obviously.
Yeah, they were kind of the ones that started people to get it, like normal mainstream people getting into them, weren't they? Really?
Yeah.
More so. Before then, it was like, oh, you're a nerd, you like superheroes and stuff. But then when they came out, everyone started going to the cinemas to watch them. So that I guess they're the original ones, as in when the franchises started to be created, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But there isn't many DC movies they've got right. I mean, Wonder Woman's good. Aquaman's okay, it's enjoyable. But apparently Wonder Woman 2 flopped.
Yeah, but I don't think... I think given COVID, I think every film's gonna flop.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, the critics can say it's wank all they want.
Justice League was terrible, but hopefully they'll fix that.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, it's down to the public who decide whether a film's successful or not.
Yeah.
Critics can slate it, and if you're only hearing critic reviews,
Yeah.
then
The first Justice League was terrible.
oh
wasn't
god,
it?
that movie was.
Fingers
awful.
crossed they'll sort that out. It looks really good.
It does.
I'm optimistic.
I hope so.
But yeah.
So, so you're my number 3.
Yeah, go for it.
The comedian from Watchmen.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the Watchmen doesn't have a massive role in the main story. Dies at the start.
Yeah.
His story is told through flashbacks.
Yeah.
Complete anti-hero.
He is.
He embodies the duality of the human spirit for me.
Yeah.
He's a,
He's almost like
he's a hero, but he's also a murderer and a rapist.
He's almost like if the Punisher was a bad guy.
Yeah, be interested to see who'd win a fight between those two. They're both pretty tooled up. They both got military training.
Do they have everything?
Yeah,
Punisher,
probably.
because he's an excellent sniper. If you take their weapons away, the comedian, because he's got super strength. Wow, it's implied he has super strength. He punches through solid brick.
They're all kind of boosted a little bit, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know storyline has anything to say that he's got super strength. He's certainly a fucking strong dude.
Well, they said he
Or
was.
maybe the bricks in his house are shit.
They said he was built like a linebacker,
Yeah.
and he punched through what looks like breeze block, but I don't know. It's been a while since I watched the movie. But have you ever tried punching through breeze block?
Oh, all the time. Always doing it.
So he's
It's a habit.
I would say he's probably got
They
some.
said he was 275 in the movie.
That's insane. I'm like,
275 pounds.
yeah, I'm like 215,
Yeah.
and I'm not a small dude.
And he was
so-
6'3".
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
215 maybe,
But anyway-
220. So he's massive,
Yeah. But I love the fact that he's basically made a career out of being this hero.
and yet he's a
When in
bad
fact,
dude.
he's an absolute bastard. I mean, there's a scene in the film where he's, firing like tear gas canisters directly at people. to
Isn't there a
disperse
bit
the
where he's
crowd.
laughing, where he's setting someone on fire with like a flamethrower as well?
Yeah, in the Vietnam scene.
Yeah,
But let's face it, lighting your cigar with a flamethrower,
yeah, pretty cool.
that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he is a badass. Yeah,
I just like that. For me, he really leapt off the screen at me. I mean, I'd read the comic, but I thought Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance in that movie
that
was
phenomenal.
fantastic.
Yeah,
And he wasn't even in it that much.
He really embodied that character.
And he stole the show, and he's probably only got really half an hour of footage
Yeah.
laced throughout the film.
It would be a absolute shame if they don't bring him into The Boys, because they've been talking about it and finding some sort of role similar to the comedian for him to play, because he can. We know he can bulk up. He's obviously older, but we know he can do it, and he's a phenomenal actor. And to see sort of an anti-hero again would be great, or even a bit of a villain would be awesome. Because the comedian is a bit of a villain. To be
He
fair.
is. I mean, they're all shady though, aren't they?
He's a hero in name only, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he played the hero for so long
To get paid.
to get paid.
Yeah.
He played it for so long, you realise he could actually get away with whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah. No one would believe it because he's the hero.
Because he'd gone to war.
Yeah.
He was a war hero.
I do love the scene where he kills that woman, the one that's like, I'm carrying your baby.
Yeah.
And Dr. Manhattan's like, you just killed her. And he's like, yeah, and you could have stopped me.
Yeah, he goes, you could have turned the bullets into steam, the gun
Yeah.
into water, whatever you
And
wanted
you didn't
to.
do anything.
And you didn't do anything. And he goes, you know what? That terrifies me.
Yeah.
He goes, you've got the powers of a god and you don't care about humanity.
Yeah. So he's basically saying, I'm evil, but you're worse.
Yeah.
And that's
Because
crazy.
You could have stopped that.
Yeah.
But then again, I also feel for Dr. Manhattan because he's probably not thinking about stopping it. That was, in fact, in many ways, a comedian, but he created the cold, analytical Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, because
By shooting that woman, he's like, well, shit,
I didn't
I
care.
didn't stop it.
Yeah.
And I think that was because as a human, we all freeze.
Yeah.
And that showed that even though he's got godlike powers,
He froze.
he froze.
Yeah. But then
So-
that made him question whether or not he had humanity. He was already wondering if he was losing his humanity.
Yeah, that confirmed it for him.
Yeah, and that.
Apparently, the shedding of the clothes is one of the things. He didn't see the need for clothes anymore. He's
Yeah.
lost that part.
Yeah.
So that's why you get that glorious shot of a big blue dong.
Oh,
swaying
here we
across the
go.
screen.
Here we go. How many times did you rewind that to see the big blue
Didn't
dong?
rewind it at
Of
all.
course you didn't. Of course you didn't.
Didn't.
It's got it on.
Just like
It's on your wallpaper on your phone. I've seen you.
There's just a massive blue tick.
Yeah, I've seen you staring at it when nobody's looking,
Swipe up.
Yeah.
Swipe down.
looking over your shoulder to make sure no one's looking. You're like, yes, it's perfect.
I mean, I'll give the bloke his due who played him. I hope that wasn't CGI.
I bet you hope it. You're like, one day, I'll track you down. I'll find you.
No, he was just like, Was that really necessary?
Yeah.
Did I need to see it as much swaying in front of the screen as much as I
So
needed
that's what that big Amazon package was for. Then. You ordered a big blue dong.
That's one of the few things I really, really enjoyed in that Watchmen series.
What?
Was
Being able to see the big blue dong.
No. When
having your hopes set up, thinking one day I might be able to purchase a big blue dong.
just when obviously oh god, what's her name? Laurie, the former girlfriend of Manhattan, and she's feeling a bit horny, and she reaches into her briefcase and she's got a massive fucking blue cock.
Because no normal dick will satisfy her anymore.
And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What is she like down there?
He destroyed her.
If she was to get pregnant, the baby would be fucking bungee jumping out of it.
What has he done to her?
But yes, the comedian, and of course Laurie's father.
Huh?
Laurie's father as well.
Yeah.
After he raped her mum and then shagged her again consensually.
Yeah. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he didn't quite rape her, did he? He was stopped.
Yeah.
And then
then
she went back for a bit more.
Yeah.
She must have liked it. I don't know.
I'm surprised cancel culture hasn't gone for that movie. That's a bit of a controversial story, isn't it? It's almost like condoning the rape.
It is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It is. But then again, Silk Spectre was a bit messed up herself.
Yeah, it's true. All of them were messed up, I guess.
Oh god, all of them were terribly messed up. I mean, one of them was in an instant. Mothman got locked up because he lost his own personality in his superhero persona.
Yeah, lost the plot. Mothman.
Mothman.
What a shit.
He looked shit as well. He had those stupid wings on his back.
Could you imagine being Mothman stood next to Dr. Manhattan and the comedian? You're this scrawny little dude with like moth wings. You're like, oh, Mothman. What do you do? And you're like, I'm a moth. It's a man. What do you do, comedian? Oh, well, I'm super strong and I burn shit. And oh, what do you do, Dr. Manhattan? Well, I could basically rewrite like anything I want, like the universe if I wanted to. I'm Mothman.
What do you do? Well, I get attracted to bright lights and then I just hang around them for a while.
That's why I can't seem to get away from Dr. Manhattan's giant blue dick. Because it glows.
It just radiates.
It glows.
Would you move your head away from my penis?
It's glowing.
Just put some damn pants on. No.
At this point, you're just
You can't tell me to how to dress.
At this point, you're just condoning it.
So it was the elephant in the room, for God's sake. Like the one thing we all knew was there.
It literally is the elephant in the
The elephant's trunk in the room.
Do you think everyone's like, Dr. Manhattan, put some pants on? And he's just like, don't tell me what to do with my body.
Yeah.
My body, my choice.
Stop body shaming me.
Don't body shame me. If I want to walk out with this dong slapping my knees, I'll do it, God damn it.
Actually, one of my favourite other bits with him is he's doing that TV interview.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that blue's no good for TV. And he just goes,
tones it down.
He goes, is that better? So you're like, he could have just gone back to looking like normal if he wanted to.
Because he likes glowing.
Who doesn't? Who wouldn't want that healthy blue glow that gives everyone cancer?
I know, yeah. Did it actually? I thought they faked
they faked it. But
yeah.
Still.
Try and make him feel guilty.
Yeah, try and evoke a human emotion from him.
Yeah.
Anger and guilt.
And he was just like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck the media. You're all corrupt bastards.
Dr. Manhattan for president.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan 2024.
Yeah. He'd make a good and a terrible president.
Yeah, because he wouldn't give a shit.
He'd be like, no wars, or I erase you all. He'd be like, you just erased half the population. He was like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Just kind of happened now.
I had indigestion the other night. I had indigestion and destroyed China.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yes, the comedian. We went on a bit of a Dr. Manhattan tangent, but still, he embodies the perfect anti-hero for me.
Yeah.
And I always like the little yellow smiley face badge. It's great.
Yeah, that is cool. I don't know if he embodies anti-hero. I think he played the hero to see how much he could get away with for his entire life. Maybe. I don't think he was ever good, to be fair.
All right, the duality of man. He's still doing good deeds, even if he's not good.
Yeah, well, this was his whole shtick, though, wasn't it? It was like the kind of whole world's gone mad sort of thing, so I might as well. But what was the thing he used to say?
Oh, fuck. They put me on the spot.
Yeah, you like the saying, so I know you know it, but I'll put you on the spot, haven't I?
You have.
But yeah, his basic sort of saying was along the lines of the whole world.
When you realise everything's a joke, all you can do is laugh.
Yeah,
basically.
So basically, you just does what he wants because nothing matters to him anymore.
That's it. Everything's fucked, so he just sees the funny side now and does what he wants.
Yeah.
He goes to amuse
He's
him.
basically like a massive sort of sociopathic narcissist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where he's just like, fuck it, I can do what I want. I can get away with it. Everyone thinks I'm a superhero. And I don't really care about anyone other than myself.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting character because it's almost like you want to like him.
You do, because you
There's
feel
a part
sorry
of you-
for him, because you
yeah.
actually realise that he's incredibly depressed.
Yeah, he's like
He's a lonely guy.
He's super depressed.
Because he's such a dick. He's driven away all his friends and loved ones, and
Yeah.
he's just like, oh.
And almost at the end, even though he's done all these horrible things, murder, rape, and all that, you can see he feels guilt and he wishes he could have had a connection with his daughter.
Yeah.
You see all that like near the end, and you're just like, oh, well, that sucks for him. Maybe he shouldn't have been such a cunt.
Yeah, but he was just too far gone. He didn't see any redemption for himself.
Yeah. Maybe it was the war that broke him.
Maybe.
They should really do something. I guess he's too old, the actor, but find an actor that looks similar to him that's as talented, which it would not be easy, but show you like a younger version of the comedian. Him
Yeah.
going off to war, him becoming a superhero.
They did write his backstory for the comics.
Yeah,
It's
they've
like-
branched out, haven't they?
Yeah,
They've
they have
written
really
a
got
lot
that
into
universe.
yeah,
Well, it's all canon now because Dr. Manhattan is in the DC universe
He is,
proper,
yeah.
isn't he?
because he keeps meddling with the
Yeah.
DC universe we know.
Damn you!
He's brought Rorschach back though into our universe
Oh,
apparently.
that's something.
Yeah, yeah. So we might see him one day.
Good. Do you want to go for your second pick then?
Yeah, my number 2 is Wolverine because he's fucking awesome.
Everyone likes Wolverine.
It's because we have matching beards now. We have those chops, man.
Yeah, he can't grow a moustache either.
Oh, we have those matching mutton chops though.
True.
His are a bit bushy. I trim mine.
I don't know why you just don't go full Wolverine.
Full Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Get massive mutton chops.
Yeah.
I could probably pull it off. Maybe I should be the new Wolverine. Get on the phone to Marvel. See if
Okay.
see if this was Netflix, I'd get hired straight away because they do anything. Some of the shit they do, they'd be like, "What's it about?" I'll be like, "Okay, it's me in a low budget Wolverine. Son of a bitch, we're in. Do you want to know the story? Nah, we're in."
Yeah, we just can't use the name Wolverine, so we're just gonna call you the Porcupine.
Yeah. The porcupine.
You still get the spikes, but you know, they're not titanium in this one. They're just aluminium.
Yeah. Aw.
It's low budget.
They kind of bend as I claw somebody's face out.
Yeah.
They crumple. Oh, I gotta replace these.
No.
It's cost a fortune. You know how many bad guys I kill a week?
But I mean, the X-Men films, as we said earlier, they aren't amazing.
They're
But
not.
Logan,
Yeah.
you finally get to see him stick them fucking claw through someone's face,
Yeah.
which you've gone that many movies without seeing,
Yeah.
and it is like his signature move. I'm going to stick my claws through your face,
Yeah.
up underneath the fucking jaw.
And he doesn't do it, yeah.
Never does it once.
You get the implication of it though.
You do.
He sticks his fist there and claws go either side and then it comes up a little bit. to
Yeah, it
someone's
does.
chin.
Then he
Doesn't
camera
do-
goes away
yeah,
and-
he doesn't do it or you don't know if he does it. Yeah, they tried to make those films kid friendly, I guess, so kids and teens would watch them because they thought, you know, oh, there's only going to be kids and teens that want to watch this comic book nerd crap, and then obviously adults got into it too, and now obviously with Marvel blowing up massively, it's like mostly adults that watch it, and the kids are like, oh, I don't want to go watch this, mom and dad, and they're like, look, we grew up with these
Yeah.
films,
you will watch.
you're coming to watch them with us. Iron Man made my childhood.
Yeah, and then the kids get traumatized by seeing the character they've grown up loving
Yeah,
dying at the end,
yeah.
and they're still like 8 or 9 and can't
Yeah.
process it.
They're like, oh no. Or Spider-Man, the kid's favorite. They're like, I don't want to leave Mr. Stark. And he
Yeah.
just fades into dust, and all the kids
Yeah.
are like, what? No.
Oh!
They'll start crying. But
Yep.
yeah, Wolverine's probably my favorite because he's such an interesting character. I mean, he doesn't have a normal lifespan, so his story spans over a long period of time. He's one of the mutants, and obviously all
One of
the
the originals.
yeah, he is, and all the mutants, they all have these different interesting powers. But then that's usually it. They just have this power. But he's got this power which is kind of awesome, but it's kind of shit. So it's awesome in the way that, you know, he ages slowly and he's got this regeneration. So it's really fucking hard to kill him. But at the same time, someone went, you know what? That's good, but it's not really offensive. Let's slap some claws on this bad boy.
Yeah,
He
because-
already had the bone claws, but they were like, bones are easy to break. Let's slap some, what is it? Yeah, fucking hell.
Adamantium.
Adamantium. fucking lot. Forgot that then. My nerd points just went down.
And you know what? Because he can heal and take extreme pain,
Yeah.
and he can just die. He'll come back. He'll die. Let's coat all of his bones in adamantium in the
Yeah.
most painful way possible.
Yeah.
Like literally stripping his skin off him,
But
and coating him in adamantium.
that's how much of a badass it is, though. He takes it.
He does. I mean, presumably it probably sends him mad for a bit, though.
Yeah, he's like feral running in the woods for a while, isn't he?
But then again, saying that, he just heal anyway, wouldn't he?
Yeah, his brain heals. I mean, he gets shot in the head in one of the movies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The Wolverine origin story, and he just heals. That's why he forgets all his memories in the original X-Men movies. But yeah, like Sabretooth's his brother in those movies, and he has a healing factor. It's not as good, but he does have it, and he has all the strength and the speed and the agility that Wolverine has. But if you remember when it goes back to like the ones where it shows you their origins and stuff, he wants the operation to have adamantium too, and they're like, oh, you won't survive. So that shows how good his healing factor is, and also how much of a badass he is that he can take that kind of pain and be relatively okay after a few years.
Yeah, well, they might have thought, hey, that Sabretooth looks like a bit of a fucking lunatic. Maybe we shouldn't give him the adamantium.
Yeah, it's true.
I've just realised that Wolverine is Canadian, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I've never heard him apologise once.
I know, yeah.
He's the only unapologetic Canadian.
He is, yeah. He's quite a rough, sort of tough Canadian. You don't really see many of them in the movies, do you?
No.
He's quite friendly and apologetic.
But you know what? If I was Wolverine, I would have done exactly the same. I'd have gone to fight in every war I could just for the lols.
Yeah.
Because I can't die.
You've got to be impressed with his pain threshold. I mean, every time he uses his claws, it hurts.
Yeah, but how much is it going to hurt after a while?
Probably, well,
He's going to heal instantly.
Yeah, but considering he heals everything, that means it's like fresh nerves, so it would probably hurt as much every time. It's not like he would dull the nerves; they would just heal over and be brand new.
Yeah, but
again.
let's face it, they're out and he's healed.
Yeah, it's true. I guess he's just built up a pain tolerance mentally.
I'd imagine after years of getting the shit kicked out of him, he's probably built up one hell of a pain tolerance.
Yeah, he is a fucking badass, to be fair. I think that's why I like him, because he's a badass. He follows the team, the X-Men, and he follows Xavier's kind of, let's be heroes and be nice and stuff, but he's not afraid to be a badass. And he will take people's lives if he has to.
Well, I think
and if he goes into a feral rage, he'll murder anyone. Even friends, if you're not careful.
And I think as well, it's like he's one of the X-Men, he's a valued member of the team, but when he's not doing X-Men stuff, he just goes off and does shit.
I wish we lived in a time when he could have rocked around with that cigar whenever he wanted to. So in the comics, he's like constantly smoking a cigar, he's like a chain smoker. But in the movies, I think you rarely see him, if ever.
You do see him occasionally.
Yeah, but rarely. He's like usually he's like holding it in his hand, or you'll get the occasional bit where it's in his mouth. And I think there's about probably like 5 or 6 scenes but like in the movies, it's like he smokes it sometimes while he's fighting.
Justice for Wolverine's cigar.
Yeah.
Why has it been cancelled?
I think it's just they wanted to stay as accurate as they could, so they wanted to see him smoking it every now and then, but they also didn't want kids to think it was cool to smoke cigars.
But it is cool to smoke cigars.
It's part of his character. He loves smoking a cigar.
But it's cool to smoke cigars.
But I guess they just didn't want to teach kids addiction is cool. I guess that's the same reason why you never see Tony drink in the movies, because he's an alcoholic for a while.
Yeah, he is,
so during those probably about Avengers time, he should be an alcoholic. It would have probably been about the time he built Ultron.
Yeah.
Which it kind of indicates that maybe there's something going on with him, because he is a bit off in those movies.
And well, he gets that vision, doesn't he, where they've all failed and they're all dead and the world's destroyed.
Yeah, and it kind of claims that he's just shook by that, but that probably was the time when he was drinking. He just didn't see it on screen, but that's why he probably built Ultron. He was like an alcoholic, was just paranoid all the time. So he built these machines to help protect the Earth, sort of thing.
So in Iron Man 2, he did go off the rails as well, didn't he?
He did a bit,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Wolverine's cool. I just always hate the X-Men. I always like Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit's alright.
But Wolverine's cool. It's just, I think, I suppose it's the strength of the character that comes through, because you could argue that there are better mutants than Wolverine.
Oh yeah, there's way better mutants.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, this
they actually have a leveling system. Like Omega mutants are the strongest. Yeah. Iceman's an Omega mutant, so he actually in the comics becomes so powerful he can like freeze time.
Well, but either way, it's like, well, yeah, but this guy's got some fucking sweet ass claws.
Yeah.
They come out of his fists.
Yeah. And he heals real quick.
and you can't really kill him. Although for some reason in the cartoons he does get progressively more naked every time he takes a laser blast.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah, he gets naked.
So why is he just in his pants now?
Because he's a real man that likes to fight naked, damn it. He's hairy and he's naked.
Is it necessary for him to be oiled up though?
I guess for when he's just like, one sec, guys.
Yeah,
Gotta
one
oil up. A man after my own heart. I guess that's why I like him. Is he always kind of he was. If I was a superhero, he's kind of the superhero I wanted to be. I wanted
What,
to.
an aggressive Canadian Wolverine?
No, obviously there's the angry side to him, but I mean, some people do have tempers. I've got a temper, but he's learned to control it throughout the comics, just like I learned to control mine. So it's kind of like he was one of my favorite heroes because I think one of your favorite heroes usually you tend to feel an emotional connection to, like, you know, I want to be like that person, or, you know, he was a reluctant leader. He didn't want to be the leader, but he was good at it. Like Cyclops was the de facto leader, but if Cyclops disappeared, it was Wolverine or Storm.
He was a bit sucky though, wasn't he, Cyclops?
Yeah, he was, but he was always the leader on mission.
Yeah.
You know, Xavier was leader of school, Cyclops was leader on mission, but if he was
Storm
gone,
was like probably the better person to be in charge.
yeah, she was really, and she's older, more combat experience. Should have been really the
Probably
leader.
most powerful
Yeah.
on the team.
No, Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, well, you know, okay, yeah. Apart from Jean Grey, then.
Especially when she goes Phoenix Force.
Yeah, well, if she's not going Phoenix Force, then
Still probably her.
yeah.
She's a bit of a beast. But yeah, Storm's probably a close second. But yeah, I think I just liked him because he was a reluctant leader. He was good at it. I mean, he had a habit for if any of the sort of characters, the younger characters were struggling, he had a softer side as well. Like he took Rogue under his wing. He took Kitty Pryde under his wing.
Yeah.
You know, all the sort of characters that struggled, he kind of took care of them all. So he was like that reluctant sort of family protector as well. And I thought that was quite nice. Because even though he was like, I don't need a family, I don't need this home, he always came back and saved them if they needed it, or he's there to protect them. Like even with Logan, you know, he's like, I'm done. The X-Men are dead. They're all dead. He still takes care of Charles.
Yeah.
Even when he's like losing his mind, he's still there taking care of him.
That was actually really tragic. That was.
It was, because it's like
such
this
a sad thing. Is like
Yeah.
this guy's got this brilliant mind,
and he's losing it.
and he's got Alzheimer's, and you're like, he's just losing who he is, and
Yeah.
he doesn't even know he's got them powers.
I
anymore.
think he was the one that killed all the X-Men as well.
It was hinted at, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
he had one of those sort of brain blasts, you know, when he kind of everyone sort of like started getting really ill, and Wolverine had to drag him out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was implied that he killed the X-Men as well, because he just had one of his sort of first fits. And, you know, he finds that little girl, and he could just leave her. He could be like, you know what, she is kind of like my genetic daughter, but it's not my problem.
Yeah.
Charles is on his way out. I'm on my way out. The mutants are dead. I just want to find somewhere to drink myself to death. He could give up.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He's like, you know what? Yeah, we're done. The X-Men are done. But there's still mutants around. I want to help them get out of here. And I also want to save her. And he travels with her. And his mutant powers are failing him. And he still fights off. He kills loads of guys. He's absolutely badass. Dies.
He's shredded by a tree, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he dies fighting all of them. And yeah, it's just kind of like he's like the ultimate sort of hero because he doesn't want to be a hero. Most heroes want to be. He doesn't. He wants to just get on with his life, but he kind of has to become the hero because he's the only one at the time that can be. I think that's why I like him so much.
Yeah. Similar to my number two. My number two, the slightly reluctant hero at first,
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah.
You don't like the Cap.
No, he's boring.
I
He's
don't
like
think
Superman. He's two-dimensional.
No, I think he's what we should embody to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boring.
No,
I don't want to be. I don't want to be
jacked
boring.
and honourable.
Jacked and honourable. I'm already
I mean,
jacked
you can pick
and
up
honourable.
Thor's hammer. He's the only person worthy to pick it up in the MCU so far, apart from Vision. But he actually had done nothing wrong at that point because he'd just been born.
And Thor.
Oh, and Thor.
Vision probably always will be because he's pure. He's kind of a pure existence, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's kind of almost uncorruptible, I guess.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
But he's dead now. It doesn't matter.
Is he though?
Well, is he?
Is he?
Well, he's in the WandaVision, which I haven't watched yet.
Exactly. So is he?
So. Well, okay, maybe.
You're like spoilers, man. He might not
But no, the Cap. I think he's always trying to do the right thing. I was on Team Cap for Civil War.
be. Nah. Cap sucks.
No,
I wouldn't
think
have
he was
been
right
on-
about the Sokovia Accords.
I wouldn't have been on Team Cap just for the fact that Cap sucks.
Uh,
I want to be on the winning
You'd
side.
have sold out for Tony's money.
Yeah, I
You'd
would
have been metaphorically sucking off Tony for his money. I want an Iron Man suit too, Tony.
Give me a suit,
Give
Tony.
me a suit, Tony.
Wouldn't you want a suit?
No, I want to just beat the shit out of somebody to fight.
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't turn one
I
down.
was going to say, you got no superpowers in this scenario, so yeah.
Oh, right. In that case, then I'm going to need that suit.
Yeah, now who's sucking on Tony's dick, huh?
Oh, no, I'll just hang out with Hawkeye. We're the only two normal dudes.
Yeah. You'd be like, what can you do? I can shoot arrows. I can drink a lot of beer. Look, watch.
Yeah, the entire fight consists of them fucking fighting and me sat in a camping chair with a can,
Yeah.
just watching them. Oh, go on, Cap, get him.
Oh, man.
Watch it for Spider Kid.
Interesting little
Spider-Man. Sorry.
interesting little bit of tidbit for you. Weapon X is basically the Canadian equivalent to the superhero
I was
soldier serum thing.
Yes, I was under the impression though it was the next evolution of it.
Oh yeah, well he's number 10, isn't he?
Well, yeah, Cap's number 1.
Yeah.
So obviously, do you think Wolverine was always that aggressive, or do you think the Serum X
I don't know. I mean, in the films,
hypes that aggression by that point?
it shows you like his origin story when he was a kid, and he just always looks angry, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I can't remember. What
Then
he
again, if I lived in a log cabin in the sort of pioneer
with a
times of
violent
Canada
father.
with a violent alcoholic father, I'd probably be quite pissed off as well.
Yeah, I can't remember what he was like as a child in the comics. To be fair.
No, but Cap was a weedy little dude. He just
was.
wanted to go and join the army and do his bit.
Yeah, who knew he'd become America's ass? That's America's ass.
Well, you can't argue.
I love that bit of the film. He's like, I think you have a fine ass, Cap. That's America's ass. Oh, Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man deserves an honourable mention.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's not a great superhero, but he's funny.
Yeah.
He brings that light-hearted, and he turns up when you need him to as well. He's reliable, isn't he?
Let's give Thor a mention as well.
Yeah, Thor deserves a mention.
I think it's even dude Thor.
Yeah, Thor. The problem with Thor in the comics is he is very boring and two-dimensional. But in the movies, they've done a great job with him. They made him funnier. They brought a bit. I mean, he does get a bit wittier as time goes on in the comics, but he's very sort of, I am Thor of Asgard, and he talks how. You remember how he talked in the first movie?
Yeah,
He talks like that like all the time in the comics, and that gets a bit boring.
Yeah, man, but that's different culture.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how everyone speaks in Asgard.
Not as much as Thor.
What he's Thor.
Loki's like, give it a rest. It's like, we've been on Earth for 10 years. Just talk normal. I am Thor of Asgard.
Why
Son
not?
of Odin.
Yeah. God of
Bring
thunder.
me another ale.
Yeah. You know he's using that to get free booze.
Yeah, he is. He announces it when he goes to the bar. They're like, Thor, for the last time we told you, you got to pay.
He did save the city, so all
They'll
right.
give you like 1,000 free ales.
I wonder how much booze it would do. Cap can't get drunk, can he, because of his metabolism?
He can, but it would have to be specially made. I think Tony had like some sort of special alcohol made for the guys that have healing factors in the comics.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he's got like.
Wow, Tony thinks of everything, doesn't he?
I
Even
think-
drinking partners.
I think Thor can get drunk because I don't think he has a healing factor. It's just really hard to.
Well, he's a god, so he's going to have some healing.
I think
factor, but maybe not in terms of alcohol, because I mean they're all at it. I mean Odin's still getting the wine down.
I don't think he heals like a human, so he doesn't heal at the same speed, but he doesn't have some sort of super regeneration, so like he heals quicker than humans, but I don't think it's like instantaneous. Like if you cut off like Deadpool's like limbs, they'll grow back within the day, won't they?
Yeah.
Whereas like if you do that to Wolverine, they'd probably do it in the day as well. But I don't know whether or not Thor does that, but I think it's just incredibly hard to hurt him.
Well, he's lost an eye, so I imagine that's not
That
growing
didn't
back.
regenerate, yeah.
No.
So I think he does heal. It's just it's more so it's really hard to hurt him. So like chopping off Thor's arm would be incredibly difficult, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you try and cut his arm off, he's just going to zap you with lightning, isn't he?
True, whereas Cap will just throw his shield at you.
Cap shit, though.
He's not shit. He's
He's
the
shit.
embodiment of the hero.
Go on then, tell me why you like Cap.
Because he's the embodiment of the heroic spirit, isn't he?
I don't know, is he?
He's a good dude trying to do the right thing. He's the first Avenger for a reason. He's the benchmark of the moral compass of the team, as well as being a fantastic tactician and soldier.
So he's just a shit Superman then. That's what you're telling me. He's a nerfed Superman.
No, because he was just a dude who wanted to go and fight the Nazis.
Yeah, he's all right, I guess. He's all right.
You know, I mean, yes, all right. There's not that much else to say about his character. He has some fairly interesting arcs. He's become a Hydra agent. He's been dead a few times.
Yeah,
Somebody
shot him in the head and he died. It's like, oh yeah, congratulations, Cap. Didn't block that one, did you, with your trusty shield? It's like, what's your special ability, Cap? Oh, I got a shield. Where was that
he
shield?
organised the defence of New York pretty well in Avengers 1, didn't he?
Where was that shield when you needed it, Cap? It was. I was at a court hearing, so I didn't have it on me. Oh, well, then you fucked then, I guess, aren't you? Now you're dead.
Should have worn a helmet.
Yeah. It's like, can't even deflect bullets. A bit shit. Can't heal from bullets. A bit shit.
What do you want? But he's designed to show that the
Wolverine would heal from that.
Yeah, well, there weren't mutants at that point in the MCU, were there? They're being brought in through the back door almost, like the timelines now.
Yeah.
Basically just set up timelines.
Yeah. Cap's all right, I guess.
He's the leader for a reason. There's many people on that team.
I'll give it
who
you.
are more powerful.
I'll give it you. He is a tactician. Like Spider-Man, at least 10 times as strong as Cap. And he's faster, he's more agile, he has better.
Doesn't get the advantage over Cap in the fight.
That's what I was gonna say. He's stronger, he's faster, he has better sense. He's about 10 times stronger if you go by comic book standards. And in their fight, I mean, Peter's even smarter than him. Peter's like, in terms of IQ, Peter's through the roof. And he still loses. And he loses because Cap has experience and because Cap is an incredible tactician. He thinks 10 steps ahead in terms of combat.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from him. He beats superior heroes and superior villains with instinct and thinking, basically, like Batman.
And remember,
he's like a shit Batman.
The Avengers 2, he's like they're on that Sokovia's floating up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, there's thousands of them. What's he say? Oh, you get hurt them back. They kill you, walk it off.
Walk it off. Yeah, it's a cool one-liner, I guess.
He's like, we've got to protect the people. Main thing is we get the people off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we order. No, that's what because the rest of them are going. You know what? We can get out of here.
Yeah.
We're no good to anyone dead. And he's like, no, we're staying till we've got all the people away.
I guess it just always feels like in all the movies, he has to have like a solid supporting cast because he's him on his own. He's just pretty two-dimensional. Like in the first movie, the most interesting thing about the first movie is the Red Skull. Cap, it basically does nothing in my opinion. In the second movie, the most interesting thing is Winter Soldier by a fair margin. Like Winter Soldier is like way cooler than
That's
Cap.
still a great movie.
Like if it wasn't for the fact that Winter Soldier isn't really he kind of is a superhero, I guess, or he's transitioning into superhero in the MCU now, but he hasn't really been. He maybe would have made it to my list. He would be my number 4 probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's better than him pretty much in every way, and he's got a cool cybernetic arm. And then
couldn't beat Cap in a straight up fight though, could he?
I don't know. He whooped his ass pretty hard in their first interaction.
Well, it doesn't matter. Come back, Cap's got him now. He knows what he's done. He's analysed it.
Yeah. It took Cap and Falcon, took both of them to beat Winter Soldier, and they only beat him because they wedged his arm in that car vice.
Strategy.
So they couldn't stop him.
Strategy.
Nah, would have one-on-one would whoop the Cap's ass.
Cap was knocking the shit out of Iron Man until Iron Man was like, oh no, my suit's going to do all the fighting for me.
Nah, Iron Man's way better.
He was knocking the shit out of him.
When was that?
In the end of Civil War.
What, when Winter Soldier and Cap tagged?
Yeah, but at one point, Winter Soldier just knocked out.
Yeah,
and
but
it's just Cap and Tony, and Cap's knocking the shit out of him.
That's because Tony's lost half his suit because they tag teamed him.
Good.
If he had his whole suit, it wouldn't have even been a match.
Even the suit says you can't beat him hand to hand. Deploying countermeasures. You're like, oh, I've got to reply on deploying your countermeasures, have you?
Yeah, that's because the MCU loves Cap, so they massively powered him up.
This is a guy that went up to Thanos with no hope of winning and tried to stop him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They massively powered him up in the comics.
Obviously, Thanos just flicks him.
Flicks him and he dies.
But that's not the point.
In the comics,
he still went up and tried, didn't he? Yeah. Knowing that. I mean, I genuinely thought he was dead at one point in the movie. When he took that punch, I was like, oh my god, there it is.
Because that should have killed a regular man. Yeah. A punch from Thor or a punch from Hulk for a regular man would have sent them flying and they'd die. So Thanos doing that, he should be dead because he's not far off a regular guy. he's slightly better than every athlete in the world, but they're still regular people that would die if they were punched by Thanos or the Hulk.
Well, I'm just saying, Cap's obviously got a jawline like nobody else.
Yeah, he's just got plot armor, hasn't he? Because he's the
Sorry.
leader of the crew. He's got plot armor. But
Sorry.
he's shit.
No,
Yeah.
not having it.
And in the third movie, he's not even Civil War. He's not even the most interesting character. Black Panther steals the show on that movie
Yeah, but
by a fair margin.
because Cap's such a good character, they can
He's worth a net.
they can bring everybody in under the cover of a Cap movie
Yeah.
because he's that solid and reliable.
He's worth a mention as well. Black
Yeah.
Panther's amazing. You know, he doesn't get enough recognition, to be fair, because he's kicked the shit out of some like high-end Marvel heroes. Like he beat the shit out of the entire team, the Fantastic Four.
Well, that's not hard. I could do that.
I mean, Thing.
No, apart from him.
The
The rest of them probably.
he could probably beat the shit out of Cap as well.
They've had a few fights and it kind of ended in a draw.
Yeah, but he kicked the shit out of him. Let's be honest. He's got that flower thing that he eats, which basically is like a superhero thing.
Just put you on the same level, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and then he's got his suit, which is like an Iron Man suit. So he's dicking him.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. It's slap him around.
Nah, not seen it.
Yeah.
Should we move on to number one?
Yeah.
We both have the same number one.
Do we?
We do.
What's number one then?
Batman.
Batman.
Literally every single superhero.
I really
list-
wanted you to go, no, then. You didn't do it.
Nah, sorry.
Let me down.
Well, get over it.
Not a true Batman fan.
Got a degree in advanced Batman theory.
Is Batman the best character because he has the best villains?
Now, there's a question.
That is a good question.
He has got the best supporting
He has
cast in the
so
DC
many-
universe.
Yeah, he has so many interesting villains.
And obviously, the Joker being number one of all of them.
Obviously, yeah. Well, Joker's an incredible character.
Um,
Perfect villain, isn't he? For the guy that claims to never cross a line, the uncorruptible, he's the perfect sort of. If you,
foil.
yeah, he's the yin to his yang, so to speak,
Of
isn't
course.
he?
Opposite sides of the coin, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. They are both the same. They're the same coin, but they're just like you said, the opposite sides. They're literally one wants to convince the other that they're right.
That's it.
Whereas both think the other's kind of right at the same time.
Yeah, they do have some middle ground, which
Yeah,
does
they do.
sometimes get explored.
Yeah, it does. Which makes it even more interesting.
Because occasionally they do have a bit of a chat
Yeah. I think
in the Joker's saner moments.
I think the Batman is the greatest hero, not because he's the best hero, because he's not. He's just a regular
he's
man.
a dude in a bat
Yeah,
suit.
he's weaker than Cap. You take any prep and you take all of his gear and you just go martial arts hand to hand. He would probably not win against Cap.
I don't know, man. I mean, he beat Shredder.
He did kick the shit out of Shredder.
And after that, Shredder did that chi thing to him, that chi blast, which Batman had never encountered before.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a bit wounded. I think he's probably got some bruised ribs or something.
Yeah, Batman
And
probably
he's-
win.
And then he still kicks the fuck out of all four turtles.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You know, you're like, well, oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, it is a good
Batman
movie.
versus Batman and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Fucking great.
that was a good movie, wasn't it? Yeah, I love that. Yeah, he probably would kick the shit out of Cap. I think I just wanted to bring it up so I could mention another character that beat the shit out of Cap and get you to agree.
Doesn't matter. He's the Batman.
He is the Batman.
And you know, as the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan said, "What you mean? You're literally just a guy in a bat suit."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the guy that basically runs the Justice League. Even
Yeah,
if
in the
Superman's
shadows.
the front.
In the shadows.
Because
he runs
he's
the
the
show.
tactician and the money. I mean,
Yeah.
not only is Bruce Wayne a great fighter and scientist, he's also like shit hot tactically
And detective.
and a detective.
He's like world's greatest detective, world's greatest tactician, second greatest martial artist on the planet. Because I always forget. Remember that DC movie we watched, and they said that guy was like the best martial artist in the world. I
Yeah.
can't remember his name. He dies in the movie. Spoiler. You remember who I'm on about?
No. I
No.
think vaguely, but was it during the first lockdown 1.0?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was quite high.
and drunk.
Yeah.
It's that movie where Reverse Flash is the villain. He's already died. You remember, like
He's got the bullet hole in his
he's got the
head.
bullet hole
Yeah.
from the alternate timeline.
It's not Flashpoint, is it?
No, Flashpoint's the one where he gets the bullet hole.
That's right.
Batman. Well, I'm just spoiling all these films for everyone right now. Batman's dad shoots him in the head,
Yeah,
and he's trying to outrun his death.
that's
And the
right.
whole movie is about him trying to get that card.
Yes, but
And the Suicide Squad basically there is to try and get the card because Miranda Waller's basically got cancer and she's dying, so she wants the card.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's this guy, and he's like the only guy who basically is a good guy, and he's on the Suicide Squad, and he's reluctantly there. And right at the end, like he has the card, and then like he gets killed by. I'm just spoiling this movie now. He gets the card, and
Sorry, I haven't actually named it yet, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, he's fighting Reverse Flash. He obviously dies very quickly because I mean, the guy's so fast. There's nothing you could do. Martial arts is useless. But then, as he's lay there dying, what's his face manages to finish killing him. Deadshot.
Yeah.
Is it Deadshot? Yeah, Deadshot. And just as that guy's dying, he gives him the card so he can get into heaven.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like you get out of jail free, just in case anything he has done's bad, it'll send him straight to heaven. But yeah, that guy's meant to be the DC's greatest martial artist. Batman actually fights him in the comics, and he's like, he's almost as good as me, sort of thing. So we can argue that he's number 2.
Okay.
We can say he's number. But I mean,
number 1 now. The other guy's dead.
Well, he is in that film, yeah. But you could argue that Batman's more than just his fighting, though, isn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at Apocalypse War,
yeah,
the latest DC movie, Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but it is fucking amazing.
Sorry, it's just full of spoilers. I'll just put in the description many spoilers to do with Marvel and DC.
Yeah. God, it's Apocalypse. Literally, yes, he captures Justice League members and he turns Wonder Woman and Hawkman and Martian Manhunter into these
slave
robot fighters. What's he do with Batman? He breaks him mentally, then utilizes his brain.
Yeah, because he's a great leader, great tactician, can work out anything because he's a great detective. He's the perfect number 2, isn't he? Promotes him straight to number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
Gets him enslaved by the Morbius chair, doesn't he? Is it the Morbius
chair? That's right.
Chair?
Puts him on the Mobius.
I don't know. Yeah. I never know how to pronounce the name of that chair.
No. Great movie, though.
It is really good. I like when
they get wiped out.
Well, the end scene, the fight, it's like basically two gods fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, that is. Yeah.
Spoiler. Might have to give that another watch, actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, Batman's just... It's achievable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you train really hard...
You can become the Batman.
You can become Batman. All right, you haven't got the tech.
Yeah. And
being a billionaire would help. But if you wanted to...
You keep telling me if I become a millionaire, I need to become Batman.
Yeah, you should. Get off your fucking ass.
I haven't trained in martial arts in ages. All I do is lift now.
Doesn't matter. Get off your ass.
Become the Batman that Dawley needs.
Yeah. Now I'm in the council. I can, cover it up.
Look the other way.
We'll get a bat signal put on Dawley Town Hall.
I think I'd get done for copyright.
All right, then we'll get a Pratt signal put on Dawley Town Hall.
Do you want to be the Robin?
No, I'm not one for tights.
No,
I'm not wearing tights.
No. Always was a bit weird that Robin wears like tights.
Well, they both did if you go back far enough in the 60s. Yeah. Oh, they all did. I mean, Superman wore tights with his pants on the outside.
Yeah, they changed the suits over time, didn't they?
Good job, really.
As technology got better.
Although, ironically, in the cartoons, Batman's like not armored up at all, is he?
No, he's not.
In the DC animated universe, Batman is just a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
His gauntlets have probably got some blocking capability.
Well, he's got the suits that he wears. He regularly updates them. I think the ones he has now in the comics and in the sort of series is like a thin material, so it looks like a regular material, but it actually can stop knife attacks and certain sort of it doesn't stop bullets, but it's enough so it won't kill him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's good enough so that it completely stops. It's not like full on like body Kevlar, it's too heavy.
Not like in the movies.
No, but he's got like the best high tech sort of stuff. So his clothes are really, for how rich he is, you think he'd have completely bulletproof cloth at this point?
I guess so.
But even if he did, I mean, it would still hurt, wouldn't it? It'd be like being punched by someone that can punch really fucking hard.
Well, I mean, even if you're wearing a Kevlar bulletproof vest, which are like pretty thick,
yeah,
and you've got, let's say, a ceramic plate underneath,
yeah.
If you take an AK-47 round, it's still going to put you on your arse and it's going to really bruise up your chest.
Yeah.
So
if he creates this tech that is bulletproof, it's still going to win the fuck out of him because it's like the material will be like really thin.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like taking the full. You're not going to take the killing shot, but you're going to get the full force. It's going to crack some ribs.
Then again, maybe he's just like, you know what? If I start giving myself bulletproof stuff, I'll get careless.
Yeah, maybe. I think his cape might be bulletproof. I can't remember.
I'm not sure if it used to be. Or am I thinking of Mighty Mouse? Not Mighty Mouse. Batfink. I'm thinking of Batfink. My wings are like a shield of steel.
Each comic, they kind of rewrite the character and change what his tech does. I mean, there's one where it's like he uses it and it covers him so that the flames don't get him. Like,
yeah, I'd imagine it'd be fire retardant. That'd be handy.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's got a lot of gadgets. We can both agree he's got a lot.
He's got every single gadget in the world. Do you remember the bat shark repellent?
Yeah. What I always couldn't understand.
That was amazing. Why has he got a can of shark repellent?
Just in case.
Just in case. That belt had. It was the running joke that the Batman utility belt literally had everything on it.
Yeah. Which is crazy. But yeah, what I didn't understand was that literally it's Iron Man and him are both roughly the same wealth.
Yeah.
He creates an Iron Man suit. Why doesn't he fucking use that all the time?
Because it's not the same tech level as Tony, is it?
Yeah,
I mean, no, it's not. He's quite slow in that suit. He's like a.
No, that's the movie one I'm talking about. You know the animated film where
yes, yeah, when old Batman beats him up.
No, there's
Batman Beyond.
The film we watched with the Batwing suit.
Oh, yes.
And that guy steals it and he becomes part of the Bat family.
That's right, yeah.
And that's like a super high tech. It's basically like an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a prototype though at the minute, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that guy steals it and becomes Batwing, essentially.
Yeah, but maybe Batman's just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll make another one. It'll be better. I need someone who's going to take me down if I get corrupted.
Sometimes I feel like... Here we go, I'll find you a bit. That. It's basically an Iron Man suit.
Ah, there we go, yeah, okay.
And he can fly and everything. I'm like, well, surely Batman will want to fly.
Maybe Bruce is just a traditionalist.
I think he was creating it so he'd have like a military grade version of his suit if he needed it. Maybe you're right. Maybe he just feels like he needs at street level when he's taking on thugs and mobsters and gang violence. He just thinks he needs the challenge. He needs to keep his edge. So he keeps the tech minimal.
And, let's not forget that he just likes beating people to a pulp.
Yeah, so maybe he's like, I need the challenge. I need to keep my edge up. So maybe I don't wear the Batwing suit, even though it is vastly superior and would make my job a lot easier and I wouldn't break a bone anytime soon.
Here's a question. Could Bruce Wayne actually solve all of Gotham's problems by just giving the city a shit ton of money?
Yeah.
But instead, Trust Fund Boy feels the need to go and punch the shit out of Gotham's poorest people.
Yeah.
It's quite tragic, really, isn't it?
Well, no, actually, I don't think he could because he would... The problem is when you give them all the money, is it like, because he does do that, like he has lots of charities where he tries to build up areas of the city, but the problem is there's a lot of criminals in the city. There's like a lot of...
What causes crime?
Well, they're all professional criminals,
yeah,
so it's their job.
When you've got like Joker and Riddler, all right, but take them out of the equation.
Yeah, but they're not.
But he's not fighting them every night, is he?
No, he's not fighting their henchmen usually.
Yeah, but if the henchmen could go and get a better job and a better education and could provide for their families in another way, they wouldn't be Joker henchmen.
Joker will always find henchmen.
No, I don't think he would.
He was just
because they've all got short lifespans.
They do, yeah.
I think he's like, Joker's like, comes into some bar. He's like, all right, I need some new hench guys, some new henchmen. And he's like, well, and they're like, well, hang on, Joker, you're only in here last week. Where's Big Larry gone?
He's dead.
He's dead. Well, what about Beardy Dave? Dead. Oh fuck! What about Three Finger Tommy? Dead.
Three Finger Tommy. He would have died pretty quickly.
Who killed them all? Well, Batman, of course.
Well, Batman doesn't kill, so...
Yeah, but he pushed them off a building inadvertently.
They didn't die. They're just in a hospital bed, being fed through a tube.
Yeah, they're never going to recover.
No. Yeah, but he's fixing crime then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, one crippled person at a time.
Yeah, but they want to say that
he's crippling crime.
But what about Three Finger Barry's kids?
Yeah.
Right, whose dad's now crippled and can't work at all. What if they get pissed and become supervillains in their own right? He's creating more supervillains.
Yeah, that's his kind of like theory, isn't it? He will literally, if he cripples enough people, he'll cripple crime. That's his theory. He's going to break crime.
Give some money to the poor, Bruce.
By breaking the legs of people.
Give some money to the poor, damn it.
He does. He gives like millions.
Stop spending all your money on bat stuff.
I'm sure he gives millions a year to charities and stuff. It's just...
Well, you need to sort out the cash flow of this because someone's pocketing it somewhere.
It's just...
Gotham keeps getting worse.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, they live in a world full of people that have superpowers, and most, like, if you did that to any world, you did that to our world, there would be, for every say if you gave 100 people superpowers, about 90 of them, well, no, not 90, about 80 of them would become supervillains. About 10 of them would just be like, you know what, this is pretty cool, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I can't be bothered. And then the other 10 will become superheroes. That would be the numbers. So, and in Batman's hometown is the second worst in the whole of like DC world. Like apparently, I couldn't believe it, but apparently Star City's the worst.
All right.
Well, because Flash is so effective, it doesn't seem that bad. They're the worst for organized crime because Star City's so fast. Flash is so fast, he stops it. But this is the problem, see, Batman's basically got the second worst city in the whole planet in terms of supervillain crime, and he's a man in a bat suit. There isn't
Which I think is the best vindication for him for being number one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fighting Meta. He's fighting like King Shark,
Yeah.
Killer Croc,
Yeah.
the Joker, who's just weaponized lunacy,
Yeah.
and he's just a dude in a bat suit with some tech.
Yeah. There isn't really an overly powered being that lives in his city that wants to protect it. There's no Superman. There's no Flash. There's no Hawkman. I'm just joking. Hawkman's shit.
Yeah, we could kick Hawkman's ass.
Hawkman's garbage.
Yeah.
I joke. But there's no Green Lantern. There's no Wonder Woman. He's just a guy in a bat suit that's loaded. So I think he needs his money. But because there's so much organized crime, and you're right, maybe there would be less criminals, but there wouldn't be less supervillains because a lot of these guys have powers. What else are they going to use their powers for?
Why the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Is no one when they catch these supervillains, just put a fucking bullet in the back of
I
their
know,
heads?
He doesn't want to cross that line. See,
There's
this,
not Batman, because he drops them off at Arkham Asylum.
somebody should
and they're
just
like,
shoot them.
Oh yeah, Joker. Oh, you haven't been in here before, have you?
Yeah.
Oh no, you haven't ever, have you?
Yeah.
All that therapy we've tried to give you has just actually made you worse.
Yeah.
So, you know, they go, okay, Mr. Joker, come in this room, and someone just goes, bang.
Yeah. See, this is the problem with sort of your theory. If you gave them all better lives, better education, and everything, you've just educated a whole new army of supervillains.
But they're always clever anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They're not, though. That's what makes a lot of them henchmen. I mean, Killer Croc could be really dangerous, but all he does is hangs about the sewers unless somebody manipulates him into doing something.
Yeah, that's because he just wants to be a crocodile.
Yeah, he's not a very clever dude.
Yeah, but he just wants to be a crocodile. He's not interested in the surface world anymore. He
Yeah,
just
but if
swim
you
around.
educated him as a child and taught him, oh, you know what? If you were really powerful and a giant crocodile, you could probably run this city.
Unless there's a guy dressed up as a bat.
Yeah. So Batman does do charity work and he puts millions into Gotham, but Gotham's just a shithole. It can't be fixed.
Well, they really need to just knock it down and start again then, don't they?
But all those supervillains would just go to the other cities then, wouldn't they?
Well, why is there so many goddamn supervillains?
Because there's a billionaire that lives in the city. It's still a wealthy city. It's just tons of crime. So if I was a supervillain, I was thinking, you know what? I want to make a lot of money. Oh, you know what? Gotham's pretty wealthy. You can get away with a lot there because there's only Batman. Or I could go to Metropolis where Superman could fly past and laser beam my ass off. I know where I'd go. Broken arm or laser beamed my ass off.
Yeah, all right.
So which one do you think you're more likely to get away from as well?
Or couldn't they just get Superman in on a rotor?
Yeah. There's a thing where Superman flies in and just defeats all of the Batman villains in like 10 seconds, like a little video.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't that Robot Chicken?
Yeah, it was. He's like, yeah, I defeat them all.
And Batman's just like, well, what the fuck? What do I do now?
Yeah. Because all of his supervillains are like really powerful for a regular man, but for Superman, they're like taking like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but fuck Superman.
Yeah, he's shit. He is shit.
I think that's a good place to end it. Fuck
Yeah.
Superman.
Fuck Superman, you're shit.
But yeah, hope you've enjoyed that. We'll do villains as well as maybe we'll expand a little bit more. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about sort of your vigilantes a little bit more, your anti-heroes a little bit more. It'd be nice to talk about Punisher a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind talking about Moon Knight as well.
Yeah, I must see what I can find on it.
Moon Knight would make it into my
He's
top
basically
10.
just the Marvel's rip off of Batman, isn't he? So,
Yeah, he's kind of like Batman. There's a lot of rip-offs to Batman, though, isn't there? Really?
Well, yeah, I know. But it's like,
Everyone rips off Batman.
It's like the Dark Knight. What happens at night? What's out there at night? The
The
moon.
Moon.
What? Moon at night. Moon Knight. There we go.
Well, his powers are like cosmic powers given to him by the moon, so he's like obsessed with the moon. So he does have powers.
So he's a furry.
He was like how does that even make sense?
He's not a werewolf, so he's obsessed by the moon. So he dresses as a wolf and goes out to fuck.
Does he? Oh, okay.
Possibly.
That was a stretch. Yeah, he's kind of obsessed with the moon. He has his powers are given to him by the moon. He used to be like a mercenary or something, but he's kind of like split personality syndrome. Or
Oh yeah,
something like that.
don't him and Frank Castle team up a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think that's how they're going to bring Frank Castle back. To be fair, in the MCU, they'll give Moon Knight a show, and then he'll like make an appearance in Moon Knight, and we'll be like, "Hey, look, we brought him back, season 3, yeah, or
Yeah.
season 1."
Hope so.
It'll probably be season 1. They'll probably have to start from the beginning. Same actor, slightly different story. But
Yeah.
hopefully it won't start from the beginning. They'll just throw you in somewhere.
I think they'll have to. They do enough people watch the Netflix series. I think they'll have to. I mean, hopefully Daredevil is going to get a reintroduction as well.
I really hope he's the lawyer for Spider-Man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
You know, he's another New York superhero. You think they'd have to meet at some point?
Deadpool's another honourable, not Deadpool. Daredevil's another honourable mention.
Yeah, mainly from. I mean, I never read any of his comics, and that Ben Affleck movie was terrible.
Yeah, it's one of the worst, isn't it? One of the worst
But
superhero movies.
the Netflix series, I mean, 3 series plus the Defenders, I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah, and he was probably. I mean, before sort of all the superhero movies, we'd never really had a great superhero show. Had we really?
No,
And
not really.
It was like movie level action scenes on TV, and that was incredible. Season 1 was phenomenal.
Well, yeah.
Season 2 was great.
And there was a
And
lot
the end of season 3 was like
Yeah.
mind blowing.
and there was a lot of episodes per season. We're talking like 20 episodes a season.
Yeah, the only weak part about that show, and I know you don't agree with me, is I think they spent too much time on the Frank Castle legal thing.
Yeah, that was an odd choice when you could have utilised a character. But then again, that led us to that great prison scene.
Yeah, but they spent like two and a bit episodes dealing with all the legal battle and is he innocent and all that. And it was good, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, there's more that could be expanded in this. We don't need to spend this much time just fighting his case. We've seen his case.
Yeah, we have just watched it.
Yeah. And I know you enjoyed it because you were like, oh, well, he shows that he's actually good at his job and all that. But just seemed like it stretched on a bit too much, didn't it?
Well, it was still enjoyable. I mean,
it was a great show.
Can't knock that show. All right, I think that's the end of that then.
It is, yeah.
So thank you very much for listening. Follow us on Facebook, Devil's Advocate. We're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, we're anywhere you can find a podcast, you can probably find us. SoundCloud too on the Kind of the Bull feed.
Yeah.
Shout out to them and listen to that if you have the chance. Kind of the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm on that. We have cameos from other members of that. We're like one big podcast family. Yeah.
I'm kind of like the rejected one.
You're like the retarded cousin.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in the main podcast.
Keep inviting
you. Stay over there.
Yeah, you stay over there
in the corner.
Yeah.
You're allowed on the side podcast.
Well, I just think that if you did come, you'd be like really passively high within about 30 minutes.
Probably wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
You have to sit me by the window. But...
And that's where I sit, so unlucky.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's that because of all the farting you do.
No. So, yes, I've been Ben. Thank you very much for listening. Don't drink the Flavor Aid, don't join a cult, but always form a shield wall.
I've been Sean. Thanks for listening. Don't be a dick. Captain America is bullshit.
Boom, flip it, reverse it.
We are Devil's Advocate.